first referee, Bobby Celso, national referee. The second referee is Ryan Vincent Corpus, national referee. And now the starters. First, for the Choco Mucho Flying Titans. Middle blocker from the Ateneo de Manila University, number 7, team captain, Maddie Matayag. Center also from Ateneo, number 3, Dina Wong. Opposite hitter from the National University, number 6, Dindin Santiago Manabat. Middle blocker from the University of Santo Tomas, number 8, Micah Ortiz. Outside striker from the University of Perpetual Health System Delta, number 15, Royce Tubino. Outside spiker from Greece, number 20, Zoe Faki. Starting libero from Anderson University, number 16, Tang Ponce. Head coach for Choco Mucho is Dante Alinsunuri. And now the starters for the Akari Chargers. Center from De La Salle University, number 6, team captain, Michelle Cobb. Opposite hitter from the United States, number 4, Oli Ocaro. Outside spiker from San Sebastian College, Recoletos, number 5, Bretzel Soltones. Middle blocker from the University of Santo Tomas, number 7, Camille Victoria. Middle blocker from the Far Eastern University, number 13, Seth Domingo. Outside spiker from the National University, number 16, Ivy Laxina. Starting libero from the Ateneo de Manila University, number 1, Danny Ravena. Head coach for Akari is Taka Minoa. This game is held under the supervision and regulation of the Games and Amusements Board. It is Choco Mucho versus Akari. This is the PVL, the heart of volleyball.
You're watching the 2024 PVL Reinforced Conference. It is Choco Mucho going up against the Akari Chargers. On your screens, the starters for the Choco Mucho Flying Titans. As we mentioned, they are hungry for that first win. Dropped their first game against the Signal HD Spikers in straight sets. On the other hand, totally different story here for the Akari Chargers as they won their first match against the Capital One Solar Spikers in 4 sets. Billy Capistrano with my partner Alfred Valbuena. Joining us, reporting from the sidelines, is Lexi Rodriguez.
So this will be a great matchup. As you know, Choco Mucho wants to redeem themselves for coming from that loss against Signal in 3 straight sets. It's unfamiliar for them. They're losing in 3 straight sets. But despite that, it's a bounce back game for them. While Akari, a great addition also. Look at their front line. So we have a tall front line here. So Choco Mucho needs to play smarter volleyball.
That's right. We all know that it is a tall team here for the Akari Chargers, as well as the Choco Mucho Flying Titans. As we get set number 1 started, Michelle Cobb will send it to Ivy Laxina. And that will sail outside. We're kind of looking for a check on that one. We saw that in Ivy's actions, but ultimately the point will go to the Flying Titans as they draw first blood in set number 1.
Another great addition also for Choco Mucho here is Dindin Santiago Manabat. Seems like only challenging, of course, this is her former team, the Akari Chargers. Siyempre meron niyang parang meron siyang grit, and of course yung gusto niyang manalo against her form.
So it's going to be very interesting, Alfred, to see how Dindin will match up against her former squad. She spent, I believe, 3 conferences, if I'm not mistaken, with the Akari Chargers as Oli gets her first point in the match.
Yeah, there you go. I was saying a while ago that in her last game, her previous game, she really had low efficiency on attacking, only 24%. So that time, first attack, first hit, scores right away for her.
Alfred, would you say also it's that chemistry that she's still starting to build with the Akari Chargers?
Yeah, of course. It's also nice seeing her play well.
And there we have Micah Ortiz on deck to serve for the Choco Mucho Flying Titans. They're up by 2 points in the first set. Cobb will choose Ollie again. Soft touch this time. Great defense for Choco Mucho. Cobb to the other side. Soltones. That goes wide. Puntos para sa Choco Mucho Flying Titans as we send it over to Lexi Rodriguez.
Well, Billy and Alfred, earlier we did talk about her exceptional performance in the pregame, and recently she's becoming more mature. So let me add insight on Fang Ponce as being the backbone of the defensive end of the Choco Mucho Flying Titans. Earlier she did tell me that before when she started playing for the Choco Mucho, she approached the game with a more relaxed attitude. Sabi nga niya, petiks-petiks nga lang daw. However, she has had a lot of great teammates and mentors na talagang nakatulong sa pag-mature ng attitude niya on court. Sabi nga niya, mas naging metikuloso daw siya ngayon, meaning she pays closer attention to every detail that would help enhance her overall impact on the team. Now let's all get ready to see more volleyball action that you can catch on the Pilipinas Live app, where you can download and subscribe now for only 149 pesos a month. Now back to you, Billy.
Thank you so much for that report, Lexi. As we take a look at the score right now, we have Choco Mucho at 5, Akari at 2.
So Akari playing slow volleyball in this first set. A lot of errors committed by them.
So far, a good start for the Flying Titans. Way to redeem themselves. And the woes continue here, Alfred, for the Chargers. Miscommunication on the part of Michelle Cobb and Ced Domingo, as Coach Taka will call an early timeout.
Again, we cannot start error. Okay, try to have patience. Okay, now it's just from the beginning. It's okay. Have a lead. We still have a chance to win. Okay, have a patience first, and then try to make it our own rule. Make it discipline, and then adjust for the Choco Mucho. Okay, na? Go. Let's go.
Bawi tayo, bawi. Patience. We got this, okay?
Well, yeah, patience is key for Akari in this first set. 4 points up now for Choco Mucho. They need to regroup themselves. First thing, they need to have a great pass, because Michelle Cobb is having a hard time whether to distribute the ball, because you have full front line for Akari here, so they need more plays coming from Michelle Cobb.
So they need to vary the attacks. Talking about the Akari Chargers, let's see what they're gonna do here. Another miscue here for the Chargers. So something definitely going on the court here, as they will make this substitution. Could be crucial for them in the first set. Camille Cal, also one of the newest faces for Akari, will take on the role of Michelle Cobb here, as Dindin will serve for the white shirts. Cal chooses Oli again. Dug up. Royce. Oh, they're gonna chase this one. Ito naman nakikita natin. Miscommunication for the Choco Mucho Flying Titans.
Yeah, the ball control coming from Royce Tobino was poor on that attempt.
Coach Dante just looking on, not too happy about what just transpired. Oli will serve for the Chargers. Dina, who Dindin from the back, dug up by Danny. Cal with a 1-2 play, nothing yet. They go to Faki, and that is a block on the reinforcement.
I think that set coming from Dina Wong was quite low for Zoe on that hit. As you can see, it was a shoot, and the blockers of Akari was able to read that ball coming from Zoe.
So there will be that adjustment period, right, for our reinforcements to kind of get used to the Philippine style of volleyball. Meanwhile, a service ace for Oli will put them behind by 2 points.
Just like that, points now for Oli here. Because it's not always in terms of attacking, you can score a point. You can also score a point in the blocking department, especially also here in serving.
Right.
So Akari needs to focus on those departments in this first set.
there is going to be a challenge. As Akari will say that was ball in. So quite a slow start, would you say, for both our teams here in the first set, Alfred?
Yeah, it seems like they're still finding their rhythm, their groove, especially on the side of Akari. Now they changed the setter now. Yep. Challenge successful. It's a service ace, another service ace here for Oli.
So far, a good start for Oli. She is a powerful attacker, wasn't able to show her full potential in that first match. Hopefully we see more from her today. They go to Dindin. She's blocked. They go to Zoe. Good dig. Here comes Sultanes. And Tang Ponce unable to chase it.
It was because of the floor defense coming from Akari here. Great floor defense coming from Cal. And of course that setup also. Talagang napaluhod na siya pero still manages to set it towards Vincent Sultanes to score that point for them.
We are all tied up at 7 points apiece. Oli continuing to give those great serves for Akari. Dina to Faki. Dug up by Danny. Cal back set to Oli with a push. And another one from Oli Ocaro. That is point number 4 for her. As we take this to our first technical timeout, Akari in the lead 8-7. Suportahan natin ang mga atletang Pilipino sa Paris Olympic Games 2024. Watch the games live from July 26 to August 11 on One Sports, One Sports Plus, RPTV, TV5, and Pilipinas Live app. Isang taong laban para sa bayan. It is a 6-0 run for the Akari Chargers in set number 1. Started out slow, starting to pick up the pace here. Alfred, and it is all thanks to Oli Ocaro. 4 points, 2 attacks for her.
And also with the help coming from the bench here, Camille Cal. Better offense for them here for Akari.
That's right, it continues for the Chargers. What a block from Sed Domingo. You gotta take a look at this again. And she was ready for it.
Like I was saying, Akari needs to focus more on those departments, serving and blocking well against Choco Mucho.
As Oli continues to serve, here comes Maddie. They need something here. They're going to chase it. Look at that hustle from the Chargers. And finally, a point for the Choco Mucho Flying Titans from Maddie Madayag, the team captain, no less.
Yeah, that was a great combination play coming from Dina Wong, activating that running hit coming from Maddie Madayag. We all know that she can really hit the ball hard in that running spike of hers.
If there's anybody who can pump up the Choco Mucho Flying Titans, it is definitely Maddie. But wait a minute, Sed Domingo has an answer of her own.
Yeah, it's a battle of middle blockers here in terms of attacking for both teams.
And this spike of the set is brought to you by Dunkin, pasalubong ng bayan.
Coming from a block point, now coming from a spike point. Sed Domingo doing her all in this first set.
Dina will choose Royce. Nandoon si Oli. And they go to Maddie again. Ivy Laxina. He is denied. Take a look at that reaction from Maddie Madayag.
See, they switched places with Dina Wong and Maddie Madayag covering that zone 1 area of the floor defense for Choco Mucho, scoring that point, that block point.
The Choco Mucho fans are live here at the Phil Sports Arena. Ivy has an answer, but that is going to go to Choco Mucho.
Oh, an attack error hitting error on Ivy Laxina. I think the ball was quite low and close to the net.
We are tied at 10-all. Another deadlock. Cal to Laxina. Dindin asking for space, gives it to Royce Tobino. Dug up by Grecia Sotones, and she sends it over. And that is a denial, but it's going to go outside for Micah Ortiz.
Now we know Micah Ortiz, this is her signature move. Those running hits ever since college, way back college, her prime time. Talagang kita-kita yung mga ganong running hits, so they need to focus on those kinds of attacks coming from Micah Ortiz.
And great to see her getting more playing time here in our reinforced conference. But it has been Ivy Laxina all throughout here for the Akari Chargers, with help from Oli Ocaro. And what a difference Camille Cal has made when she entered.
Definitely a spark plug for Akari Chargers here, coming off the bench.
Said will serve. Able to Dindin again. Oli, so much power from Ocaro.
And that was a great find also coming from Cal. It was already a break ball, but also a great defense coming from Ted Domingo. Finding the reinforcement on that back row attack, that type attack, scoring that point for Akari.
Sign of good things to come for the Chargers. We got Ocaro all fired up here in the first set. That was a donut hole in the defense of the Chargers, spotted by Micah Ortiz.
Smart move there, a veteran move coming from Micah Ortiz, just tipping the ball over. Not much of a fancy hit, but scoring that point for Choco Mucho. Really important na kailangan laruin mo rin yung variation or mag-vary kayo ng mga attacks mo in terms of hitting, especially when you have tall blockers in front of you. Yun yung mga ginagawa ni Micah Ortiz. Smart move.
That is why she is one of the veterans here of the Choco Mucho Flying Titans. Ivy Laxina, while outside, touches the antenna as well. And Coach Taka trying to figure out how to control these unnecessary errors on the part of the Chargers.
Especially in terms of attacking for Akari. Mga ganun instances, kailangan you need to be sure of your attacks, lalo ng mga build press, yung nadidepensa ng teammate mo. Just give it over, bring it over, let the enemy or your opponent have a hard time receiving the ball, and focus again on the blocking kasi makaka-block ka rin, makakapuntos ka rin, or even floor defense, and then just regroup, tapos game plan again, attack well.
And as you were saying, that Victoria also joins the scoring party for the Chargers. First point under her belt. Dina Wong finds Dindin, hammers it through.
So I remember before they were saying that Ivy Laxina is like the Dindin Santiago Manabat in her time because of her height and her game style. She was once a middle blocker converted to an outside hitter.
And she is efficient in both roles, exactly how we know her. Speaking of, here she comes again, but not this time. We also can see Alfred, the middle blockers of the Chargers, doing work. Of course, they're playing without Preeti Sharma, who has alas duties.
Ivy Laxina now tallying a block point. Like I said a while ago in our pregame, she needs also to focus on those department there, especially blocking. Malaking tulong rin kasi pag nade-deflect mo yung bola for your floor defense. Na nakikita nila nako-cover mo yung area, so the libero or those floor defenders can man the hole on the block. Yung mga ginagawa nila kanina kaya nadidig nila yung bola ng maayos.
And almost a broken play there for the Chargers. Good defense from Choco Mucho. And there was no touch, even if the players are asking for a touch on that.
Yeah, I think they're challenging that call.
That's right. There is going to be a challenge called by the coaching staff of the Akari Chargers. They said that the ball went in. And it is proving to be a very exciting match. Nakita natin, it started slow, sabi nga natin. It started slow, slowly picking up the pace here. And that is why the whole Phil Sports Arena is alive in kicking.
So, Akari was down 5 points a while ago in the earlier parts of this first set. It was 7-2. But after that substitution of Michelle Cobb and Camille Cal, well, let's watch this replay first. And there was a touch coming from Mandayag. Oh,
there clearly was.
Great challenge there on the side of Akari. Successful one.
Also, it was great that the coaching staff spotted that as well. I'm pretty sure the player is on the court too. Another deadlock in set number 1. And it is the 7th deadlock we've had this entire match. Soft touch. Great deception from Dindin Santiago Manabat. And she will take us to our second technical timeout. Choco Mucho at 16, Akari at 15. Back here at the Phil Sports Arena, and we are welcomed by a service ace from the veteran Dindin Santiago Manabat, formerly an Akari Charger, doing damage here in our first set.
Back-to-back points coming from Dindin Santiago Manabat, really targeting Ivy Lacsina on the receive there. As you know, she's a poor passer.
Cal chases it. As said, sends it over. Dina will find Faki. Dug up. Cal to Soltones. Nothing yet. Here comes Royce. Cal to Oli. Lots of hustle from both our teams. Bump set to Gretchel. And X marks the spot for Mari Barayag.
What a great find coming from the setter, Dina Wong. The defense of Akari was scrambling, decided to go for the middle blocker attack there. Even Madi Badayag's presence of mind also was superb na talagang pumasok agad siya. Nakita ni Dina Wong na yung approach na, kaya doon niya binigay, no blockers in front of her, scoring a point for the Choco Mucho.
And credit Zoe Faki for that incredible dig as well. But how about Oli Ocaro? Killer cross court.
So they need more coming from Ocaro in this first set. She's really way above the blockers there on that hit. She needs to hit long and hard.
Well, it's still alive. It's still playable. Camille Cal to Soltones. And Zoe tried to apologize to the Flying Titans, but it is outside for Gretchel. Puntos para sa Flying Titans. They're up by 3 points.
Yeah, she was trying to go for that deep cross-court attack, targeting the reinforcement of Choco Mucho. Too much spin on that hit.
Great reaction from Tang Ponce. And Royce Tobino goes cross-court.
Oh, it's really nice playing with an energetic libero, no? Yung talagang nakita mo, nag-i-enjoy lang siya palagi, hyping the team up, getting those hard balls.
And I think that's something that we all love about Tang Ponce. She is an incredible libero, but also brings a lot of joy to the teams as well, every team that she is in. As Faki will get a point of her own.
Akari now having a hard time in the first ball. And I commend Choco Mucho here for serving hard, really destroying that first ball pass for Akari.
It's a 5-point advantage for the white shirts. Is that going to be another ace? Not quite. Still a playable. Credit to Milcal. Tobino is on fire.
Royce Tobino, one of the veteran spikers also for Choco Mucho. But I commend also Dino Wong there on setting the ball towards Royce Tobino. Seeing Camille Cal way out of the picture there, just going for that short or fast hit or fast set for Dino Wong.
Like what we see from the Choco Mucho Flying Titans, but again, the errors, especially at this crucial part of the first set. A little bit of breathing room for Choco Mucho, yes, but here come the Akari Chargers.
Yeah, medyo nanggigil doon si Madi Madayag on that regalo sana, no?
It happens. We see that happen a lot. Dina to Maddie. This time she makes sure napapasok yung bola.
Redemption time for Maddie. Also nice for Dino Wong just finding Maddie again to hit the ball, get her confidence back. Siyempre, kailangan mo hindi mawala sa laro yung best middle blocker mo sa team.
That's a mark of a good setter. Oli opts for that soft touch. And it will go to Akari. It's a violation, double contact. I believe on Micah Ortiz.
She wasn't expecting the ball to cross the net there, coming from that attack of Oli. With the help of that net there, really brushed off.
It is 18 serving, 23 in favor of the Flying Titans as Dina goes for that 1-2 play. And everybody just getting involved here for Choco Mucho, Alfred. And this was something that they lacked in their game against Signal.
Nice also that I can see on the side of Choco Mucho, if ever nagsiserve dito yung middle blockers ng Akari, they really target that area on that floor defense for the middle blockers. Only that chance ball to score an easy point.
Great lead from Choco Mucho. It smells like trouble for the Akari Chargers as Choco Mucho will take set number 1. They started out slow and then picked up that pace, and it was Madi Madayag, their team captain, who really charged ahead for the Flying Titans. What a set for her as we go on for set number 2 when we come back. And what a set number 1 that we just witnessed from both the Akari Chargers and the Choco Mucho Flying Titans. Choco Mucho emerged victorious in that first set, 25-18 in 27 minutes of play. Billy Capistrano with Alfred Valbuena, and it was all Madi Madayag, Royce Tobino, Dino Wong, even Tang Ponce here for Choco Mucho.
Yeah, we were expecting that Akari would go farther in that first set or even get that first set because they were slacking in the earlier parts of that set. They were down 5 points, but after that substitution coming from Camille Cal, everything changed for them. The transition offense, even the floor defense, because you know Camille Cal is one tall blocker also for the side of Akari. Kaya medyo nahirapan din dito yung offense ng Choco Mucho, but it was their serving department for Choco Mucho that really played well, scoring 3 service aces against 2, and on the blocking department 3 for Akari while only 2 for Choco Mucho. But you can see the unforced errors also, lalo na dyan galing yung mga attack errors in the earlier parts which really hurt the Akari Chargers. So now they need to rely more on blocking, and we know Oli also can serve well. They need to target the players here and read the offense coming from Choco Mucho in order for them to survive this second set.
And there was a time that Oli was at the service line for the longest time. Akari hoping to do that same thing here in our second set. Play a lot stronger and lessen the errors as well here. As we have Oli Okaro welcoming us here in the second set.
Now another great hit coming from Okaro, scoring the first point. And Camille Kailik expect that more balls will be set towards their reinforcement. And they also need to adjust in terms of the receiving pattern for Akari. Kasi alam nila talagang tinatarget na si Ivy Laxina dito in terms of passing. So they need to adjust on how to distribute or to half the court into 3 parts.
And we need to see more players from Akari take part in the offense here for this team, as opposed to Choco Mucho, where everybody is involved, everybody's found the rhythm. Right now, we've been seeing Oli and we've also been seeing Ivy.
So we know Choco Mucho can respond right away, coming from their full front line. It's also because of the passing coming from Zoe, which was also superb in that first set. Talagang nahirapan din dito paano mapagpagsahan ng bola ang service or ng reception dito when you have Zoe on the back row receiving for them. And there you go.
Right on cue, we got Zoe Faki. I mean, we mentioned this at the top of this coverage that she is a gem because she is so versatile in the way that she plays. She may not be as explosive offensively if you compare her to the other reinforcements, but her floor defense is top-notch, and we've been seeing that in the previous game. We saw that in the previous game. We're seeing it now as well. Oli again scores for the Chargers as we send it over to Lexi Rodriguez. Go ahead, Lex.
Well, Billy and Alfred, what a thrilling set that we had in that first match. Obviously, well, the Akari Chargers didn't get to pick up on the pace that the Choco Mucho Flying Titans had. But, you know, the one who went the extra mile was actually Oli Akaro, as you guys mentioned again and again. She has so much competitiveness in her when she plays on court. But, you know, there's more to Oli than just her on-court prowess. Off the court, she's actually a dedicated nursing graduate. All of this is fueled by the passion of waking up every day and becoming the best version of herself. And hopefully today we'll see that version of hers. Now to all, speaking of passion, you know, to all viewers of the PVL, of the Heart of Volleyball, you can now stream games live in HD on the Pilipinas Live app, where you can download and subscribe now for only 149 pesos a month. Now let's get back to this exciting match.
Thank you for that very interesting report, Lex. Nice tidbits of information that we learned about Oli today, that she is a nursing graduate. Love to have her here in our reinforced conference, and she's doing work here for the Chargers.
Oli Okaro doing it all for the Akari Chargers in this first set, second set of ours.
Right, and she is the first player in double digits in our match. 12 points for her, Alfred.
Now targeting Zoe on the pass.
They go to Faki. She is denied. Oh, that's going to be a violation. Net touch on said Domingo, who admits it. The point will go to the Flying Titans.
Yeah, she was there ready to block the ball, but it's that extra swing of her arms, penetrating her arms towards the side of Choco Mucho, which caused that error.
And you got to be careful of racking up those errors. And talking about both teams here, Akari is up by 2. Running attack is good for Domingo.
Yeah, what a smooth slide attack there coming from said Domingo. But we want to credit also the pass coming from Ivy Laxina, now finding her confidence and her groove in passing. Yun yung kailangan dito ng Akari, na hindi mawala sa pasa si Ivy Laxina. If all works out well, talagang mahirapan sila i-stop in terms of attacking or their transition plays.
We like to see the Akari Chargers kind of getting their groove. They were shaken up a little bit in that first set. Tobino challenging the blockers. They let that one go. No coverage for the Chargers.
miscommunication coming from Zed Domingo and Ivy Laxina, because the ball was already stopped, deflected already, but that second motion coming from Ivy Laxina, yung we were saying that coverage, she was slow on her feet there.
So you gotta be more alert. Akari up by 2. Here comes Laxina.
But that time she was fast on her hit.
Biglang bawi
Oo.
si Ivy.
Yun yung maganda dito kay Ivy Laxina. Talagang babawi at babawi yan pag nagkakamali siya. Which everyone's favorite also, especially the coaches. Pag nakita mo yung player mo, nagsistruggle, pero nakita mo yung dedication niya.
Lalaban at lalaban.
Lalaban niya. Talagang mapapalaban ng lahat, even the coaches.
And that is gonna be a big point from Royce Tobino. Oli had her back turned.
But Gretchen Sotonis was there already, taking the ball, giving that effort. Yun yung mga second ball lang medyo nakukulangan dito for Akari.
As we see Dina Wong with 5 excellent sets in this match. Camille will go to Oli from the back row. They were not ready for it.
Yeah. Lahat ng Choco Mucho, they were stunned on that play.
As we go to our first technical timeout, 8-5, Akari leads.
You don't have to be an athlete to be active. This new year, stay hydrated with Gatorade that has no sugar or calories. Now recommended by nutritionists and dietitians. Get fit with Gatorade No Sugar.
Still here at the Phil Sports Arena in Pasig City as we see Iris Tolenada of the Capital One Solar Spikers. It is the Iris Tolenada redemption era and we are here for it. We have Mozy Ravena of the Akari Chargers as well, always present in all their matches. And Miss Jem Ferrer in attendance. The Chargers now up by 3 points versus the Choco Mucho Flying Titans. Camille Cal has taken over the setting duties here for the Chargers. Din fires one. Oh, Micah Ortiz. Just the right timing, just the right spot.
Using that free ball, that regalo coming from Gretchen Soltones. But you can see the effort coming from Gretchen Soltones. Anywhere in the court, she can really defend the ball.
That is a double contact violation called on Camille Victoria. So right now it's Choco Mucho's turn to show up here in the second set.
I think the ball was quite low on that set coming from Camille Cal.
Victoria.
I think
it was because of that
yeah.
You know what happened a while ago?
Tobino fumbled the ball.
That's right.
Yeah.
Medyo nadulas ata si Royce Tobino. Or let go a little bit too soon. Camille Cal will fight Oli. That is outside.
Too much hit, too much power in that hit coming from Akaro.
And they're not gonna call a challenge on that. Oli was pretty sure there was a check on it. Isa na lang ang lamang ng Flying Titans. Cal to Akaro. Dug up by Ponce. They're gonna chase it. Unsuccessful. And that is point number 14 for Oli. And this spike of the set is brought to you by Dunkin, pasalubong ng bayan. Oli Akaro, the reinforcement. Playing with a lot of confidence here in this match, Alfred. Zoe answers back.
That time, Zoe Faki on the attack now. He has been silent for Choco Mucho, pero pag binigyan mo talaga ng bola, expect her to contribute and score a point for her team. Because she really takes responsibility. When she's in the back row, she really focuses on passing the ball well.
Defense.
Defense. Pero pag nasa harap, block and atake.
So again, a versatile player showing us what she can do. But another player who has been showing us what she is capable of, none other than Dindin Santiago Manabat. Looking so at home here with the Flying Titans, Alfred. Look at her fly. Cal to Soltones, denied.
There you go, another point for Choco Mucho, now blocking the ball well.
As Coach Taka will call for time.
Okay na. Okay. Obviously, she doesn't hitting. Maybe keep this better. Okay. So, what's the problem now? Okay na. Let's go.
Yeah, may pass naman tayo eh.
Go.
Malaking blocker mo, ha? Malaking blocker. Cover. Let's go. Ano tayo?
You like the fact that even if Michelle Cobb isn't on the court with her teammates, she's still the one leading the timeouts. We see Aduke Ogunsanya, Regia Rocha, and of course Des Cheng in attendance, watching this match, supporting their teammates.
Nakita mo yung players na yun, not suited up for Choco Mucho, pero what if nandito pa sila naglalaro for Choco Mucho?
And hopefully we get to see them on the court soon. Sooner than soon as we get back to this match. Here comes Ollie again. Oh, that's going to be a violation on a Choco Mucho Flying Titan. There's a net touch.
Yeah, net touch there. You know what, Billy, I wonder if Choco Mucho has a complete roster, with Cherry Nunag and Sisi Rondina.
That's right. That would be a
Cheng.
very exciting team to watch as well. And Akari with Fifi Sharma. But of course, our players, or these players, doing some alas duties. But what about Gretchen Soltones? Never giving up on that ball either.
It was a battle between dump balls for both teams.
3 points for the Lady Bees. A little silent today, but doing so well so far in reception. And she's also one of the defensive specialists here for the Akari Chargers. Victoria on deck to serve. Her team is down by 1. Make that 2 points. Unfortunate service error.
Yeah, it's still that service errors racking up on the side of Akari. Yung alam mong nandun na yung momentum mo. Nakakatake na kayo, nakakablock na yun. Pero when you serve or go into the service area, you commit an error, giving back that point to your opponent.
And sometimes yung gigil, diba, yung adrenaline. But right now, the cheers get louder because Mars Alba and Kat Tolentino are in for Choco Mucho. Late reaction for the Flying Titans.
The Flying Titans has a deep bench. See now, Mars Alba and Kat Tolentino. Kat Tolentino, also capable all-around player for the Choco Mucho Flying Titans. Now in, coming off the bench.
And so far, Oli Okaro has been playing so well here for the Chargers. They're still down by 1 though. And another service ace, and we have been seeing these errors piling up for the Chargers, especially, Alfred, in crucial moments kung kailan naghahabol sila.
Alam natin na for Akari, seems like they're mimicking the first set. Nakuha sila ng momentum, but it's because of their unforced errors, giving back points towards Choco Mucho. And here again, Zoe manning that service area, scoring another service ace.
Hindi na itaas ni Ivy Laxina. Strong serve from Zoe.
Yeah, minsan mental toughness lang din kalaban mo dito when receiving the ball.
You gotta be confident in the way that you receive. Soltones. Mars Alba will find Royce Tobino. They go to the right pin. Catolentino unsuccessful. Camille Cal to Oli with a push. They go to Maddie. And there's a violation. A net touch violation on Camille Cal. Puntos para sa Choco Mucho Flying Titans as we set it over to our second technical timeout. Choco Mucho at 16, Akari at 12. Still here at the Phil Sports Arena for your second game this Tuesday triple header. A while ago, we saw that exciting match. And right now, an equally exciting matchup between the Akari Chargers and the Choco Mucho Flying Titans. Choco Mucho up by 1 set. Paki will serve. Cal. Chance here for the white shirts. And they go to Cat, dug up by Danny. Ivy from the back. Great reaction from Tolentino. Cal, a little too low. A miscommunication. And she already knew it before she set the ball because she looked to the other side.
There was hesitation coming from Camille Cal on that set.
Yeah, she wasn't sure about maybe the kind of set that she was going to give Sed Domingo.
Either she would go to Sed or Gretchen Soltones
right.
on that instance. So now they're changing up. Going full front line for the Akari Chargers.
And giving Oli a bit of a rest. Well-deserved rest naman talaga for Oli Ocaro. She has been doing that heavy lifting here for the Chargers. As Alfred mentioned, we have Mitch Cobb as well as Eli Soyod. That is a service ace. And this is what we're talking about with Paki. She is an all-around versatile player. Take a look at that beautiful serve and look at that beautiful reaction from Paki.
That swag coming from Paki.
And you know what we've been noticing about Zoe is when she is on the court, she's so vocal with her teammates. Truly a board leader. Here comes Soyud, denied. Cobb will try for Gretchel.
Better reaction on Michelle Cobb coming from that Gretchel Sotones attack. Waiting for Sed Domingo to jump and for the blockers of Choco Mucho to react on Sed Domingo's approach and then going for that quick set. Scoring the point for Gretchel Sotones.
5-point advantage here for the Flying Titans. They need something good. Here comes Ellie off the block.
Soyud coming off the bench, scoring her first point. That's a nice show coming from the side of Akari. Scoring a point right away coming off the bench. Siyempre gusto mo yung confidence booster. Kaya ka nga pinasok para makatulong sa team mo.
And it's instant impact here from Eli Soyod. Unfortunately, Ivy just wasn't able to get to that one.
Another miscommunication on that second ball. They were already there. The ball was deflected, slowed it down coming from the blockers. Pero yun nga, yung coverage for Akari was lacking.
That's right. As we get back to our game, Cobb chases it. Laksina. Oh, that's going to be outside.
Again, it's because of the service. The powerful serves coming from the Flying Titans, giving an impact on the side of the Akari Chargers.
Maddie on deck to serve again. Bump set to Ivy. Dug up by Mars. Tobino. Mitch. And Sed is blocked. Gotta say it again. poor coverage on the side of Akari. Feels like they're a little bit intimidated now by the Choco Mucho Flying Titans. If you take a look at that score, 21-14. Medyo marami-rami ang hahabulin ng Akari dito, Alfred.
Well, what is nice about for Choco Mucho, talagang for the earlier parts of the first set, labanan muna eh. Bigayan muna. Tapos, after that first technical timeout, doon sila rumaratsyada. Diba? Akari up 2-3 points. Pero after the first technical timeout, they've changed or even shifted a nod there on that technical timeout. Siguro during that break, nag-uusap-usap sila, getting that game plan. Yun talaga maganda dito, pangitain na ng isang team na gusto manalo.
That's right. It's a totally different Flying Titans team that we're watching today. Again, compared to that first match they had against the Signal HD Spikers. Everything flowing well for the Flying Titans. And unfortunately, that is ball out for Ivy Laxina.
So it's still that outside hitter area, yun dun na nakukulangan. That spray of attacks coming from that area. Ang kulang for Akari, so they need more coming from that area.
Chance here for the Chargers. They go to Ivy. Mars will choose Paki from the back. And that is outside for Zoe. And just laugh it off.
So they're up 8 points now. Just 2 points to close this second set for the Flying Titans. So Sed Domingo needs to serve hard and target the weaker receiver on the side of Choco Mucho.
One hand set. They still make do. That was already a broken play.
Yeah, definitely. You said it, Billy. Yun na nga, medyo the ball was quite close to the net, but Mars Alba with her capabilities of getting and even setting the ball with one hand towards Tobino. And that justice also coming from Tobino. No?
That's the best feeling, right? If you're a setter and the execution is there. Set point for the Flying Titans. Reception woes continue here for the Chargers. Catolentino. That's gonna go straight to the net.
The ball was quite low for her on that hit. Pero great find also giving that confidence for Catolentino. Alam natin, tandem yan si Mars Alba coming off the bench and even Catolentino coming off the bench. Minsan may mga ganyang usapan eh, diba? Bigyan mo sa akin lahat ng bola or gusto mga puntos.
Basta yung execution nandoon, sabi nga natin. Alba, running attack to Mike Ortiz. They're asking for a check. Pretty confident there was a check.
They'll be challenging that.
They have a challenge from Choco Mucho for block touch.
So nothing to lose for Choco Mucho. Try to call for this.
Oh yeah, a green card now
There
awarded.
is a green card awarded because they admitted that there was indeed a touch, and we love to see it. We got honest queens.
Great show of sportsmanship here coming from the side of the Akari Chargers. Right away admitting to that violation of theirs. Fair play moment coming from Ivy Laxina.
That's right. We love an honest queen, but right now the Choco Mucho Flying Titans are one set away from getting their first win in our reinforced conference. And for this set, it was a reinforcement. Zoe Paki with those aces that really helped them along the way, Alfred.
Not only aces, also her superb passing defense and yung mga abrupt attacks niya towards the side of Akari Chargers, which helped them succeed in that second set.
continues for the Choco Mucho Flying Titans as they take set number 2 from the Akari Chargers, 25-16, 26 minutes of play. And another confidence-boosting set here for the Flying Titans. We keep saying it, they lost that first game. It's a different team that we're watching right now, Alfred. A lot of momentum on their side, a lot of teamwork that we're seeing as well.
Yeah, we were expecting the Akari Chargers to play better volleyball on that second set. Pero in the first earlier parts only of that set, dun sila talagang rumaratsyad, finding the rhythm, enjoying the moment. But after several errors or pag binigyan nila ng confidence dito yung side ng Choco Mucho, nawawala sila. They're really relaxing. I don't know if they're relaxing or slacking it off, because the first set it was all Oli there scoring in even at earlier parts of the second set. But you can see on the attacks, even though they lost that set, they still had 2 more points against the Choco Mucho. But we were saying again that errors.
What a
double,
number.
yeah, 11 unforced errors, so giving 11 free points to Choco Mucho. Yun talaga kailangan nilang mabawasan here in the start of the first set pa lang. So combined now coming from the first set, they already had 20 unforced errors only in 2 sets. Almost 1 set na ang bibigay nilang Akari Chargers dito on the side of Choco Mucho, na hindi masyado nahihirapan ang Choco Mucho. Kaya pag binigyan nyo sila ng free ball, expect them to hit hard and even score a point. Kasi hindi masyado sila gumagalaw sa court because of the errors nga coming from Akari. So they need to minimize on that department. Because yeah, we were saying nakaka-depensa naman sila here on the floor defense. That second ball coverage, you know, dun sila nawawala.
Yep.
And also their counter-attack. Kasi dito yung Choco Mucho, kahit medyo nahihirapan sila sa floor defense sila, pero that counter-attack is really successful for them. Kaya dun sila lumalamang, and even the service also on the side of Choco Mucho.
We will see how the Akari Chargers will try to extend this match, because if they don't do that right now, the Choco Mucho Flying Titans will take their first win of our reinforced conference. That's a good sign though for the Chargers. A service ace from Camille Cal. 11 big errors in that previous set, something they definitely got to change here. Tobino.
Time, an error on the side of the Flying Titans. That set coming from Tang Ponce was close to the antenna. Wasn't salvageable on the side of Tobino.
Camille Cal will serve for the Chargers. Alba finds Paki. Oh, that is Santiago Manabat, rather. That was Zoe Paki who dug it up in the back.
Yeah, Manabat there finding the hands of the blocker, just swiping it off Ivy Laxina's hand, scoring that easy point for her. Dito kasi mga ganon instance na kahit may mga blockers in front of you, you don't need to hit the ball as hard as you can. Yung mga ganong swipe lang off the hand or even go for that dump ball would be effective for you.
This time they go to Zoe. She's blocked. Alba sends it over to the other side. Dindin will try.
There you go, another point on the side of the Flying Titans coming from Manapat attack. And Alba now starting this third set for the Flying Titans. Really distributing the ball well.
Lots of options also for Mars Alba in terms of offense. Oli will try this one. Oh, there is a violation. Net touch for the Flying Titans.
Tang Ponce was quick on her feet, quick to react on that drop ball on the side of Akari, but it was really an unforced error there coming from Zoe, scraping the net, coming down on that block.
Laxina, there we go. A service error for Ivy. That is her third of the match.
Yeah, he hasn't been consistent on the service area here on that jump serve for Ivy Laxina.
We're all tied up at 3. Ortiz serving. Camille Cal will find Gretchel Soltones. Maiko is asking for it. Gives it to Dindin. Oli! Outside for Okaro as we turn it over to Lexi Rodriguez.
Well, Billy and Alfred, when the Flying Titans said that today is a new day and a chance for redemption, they're making it happen. And as you said, Bill, they're one step closer to finally bagging a win for this conference. But you know, the person who's also taking part in that is former Charger Dindin Santiago Manabat. You know, facing former team, she shared that she carries nothing but good memories and valuable lessons from her past coaches. She told me that she's already embraced her role with the Flying Titans and has seamlessly integrated with her new teammates, which many of whom she has previously played alongside on the national team. Now, as the match continues, you can watch Dindin and the rest of the Flying Titans' intense match against the Akari Chargers on the Pilipinas Live app, where you can download and subscribe now for only 149 pesos a month. Now back to you, Billy and Alfred.
Thank you so much, Lexi. And yes, Dindin playing against her former team. She did spend 4 conferences. I said 3 a while ago. Confirmed 4 conferences with the Chargers. And looks like she is at home, much like Faki as well. Playing well today. And this spike of the set is brought to you by Dunkin', pasalubong ng bayan.
See on that approach coming from Zoe Faki na talagang gustong-gusto niya kagad patayin yung bola because of that great defense coming from her teammate.
She has 6 points under her belt in today's match. Tang to Mars, to Maddie. No go. Oli waiting in the wings.
So on the side of Akari, they need more coming from Oli. Akari just showing superb volleyball in this match against the Flying Titans. So she needs some backup reinforcement also coming from her teammates, especially Ivy Laxina na alam natin she did score 20 big points in their last game.
And right now, Ivy only has 3 points. Oli with 16 already, tying her output in their previous game. First referee says it will go to the Flying Titans.
But an error there coming from Sid Domingo. That chance ball, yun nga, sabi natin minsan yung mga gigil coming from the free ball na alam mong punta sa'yo, no blowers in front of you. It's that extra adrenaline.
Right. 1 point lead for Choco Mucho. Zoe serving. Soltones, little too late for Faki.
So a better hit coming from Soltones, choosing the smaller blocker on that instance. Mars Alba is going down the line. So now nakita na ng Akari ang butas dito ng Choco Mucho. So they need more coming from that side. And Ivy Laxina needs to see also to acknowledge that area.
Danny. What a block from Buddy Madayag on Sid Domingo.
Yep.
Madzilla is alive and kicking right here. Taking charge. Take a look at this. Beautiful block.
What's nice about Maddie Madayag na she's really manning her blocker here. Yung attacker na gusto niya talaga ma-block yung middle blocker. If she's going for that middle blocker attack or attempt, expect her that she could block coming from anywhere on the side of the net.
Right now, Alfred, we're tied at 7. Mars Alba looking on. Alba, one hand. Laxina. Nobody prepared for that. Everyone just hesitating. Kung sino ba ang kukuha ng bola as we head on over to the first technical timeout. Akari in the lead, 8-7. Sama-sama tayo sa laban ngayong Olympic Games Paris 2024 with Signal. Panoorin ang mga laban sa tatlong exclusive channels at iba pa in high definition, anytime and anywhere. Mag-subscribe lang sa Sports Action Pack for only 300 pesos.
Yeah, much awaited event also.
Yep, everybody is waiting for the Olympics. But we'll get back to this match first because right now the Choco Mucho Flying Titans with Royce Tobino leading the charge. 9 points for Royce, the veteran, knowing exactly what to do.
Seeing that hole coming from the blocker's hand, opted to go down the line for Royce Tobino and scoring that easy point for her.
They have Oli Okaro, the counterpart of Royce on the other side, also leading them in scoring with 17 points.
Despite being on the back row for Oli Okaro, Camille Cal finding her reinforcement for firepower on the side of Akari.
Regalo for Camille Victoria.
That time, finally, Akari scoring a point coming from Arigalo. Camille Victoria just clipping her wrist there.
And great patience also
Yeah.
from her end.
Hindi siya nanggigil doon.
That's right. Ponce sets up Roy. She's blocked. Good coverage. Tobino, bawi. Mars bumps it to Dindin.
Yeah, a better angle there coming from Dindin Manabat. Going deep on that hit.
This fight of the set is brought to you by Dunkin. Pasalubong ng bayan. Dindin Santiago Manabat finding a new home in the Choco Mucho Flying Titans. Looking so comfortable in this new team. Ivy with a push.
Yeah, Zoe already there in that area, seeing the ball going towards her. But you know, that energy coming from Tang Ponce. There we go. Seeing that ball, pero kinulang siya doon ng extra push. Extra jerk coming from her hand.
Which puts Akari up by 2 points here in the third. Zoe! Well, that's going to be another attack error for her.
Now, the Akari Chargers needing 3 points. Alam natin na it was only in that first set wherein they scored 3 or 4 points more against the Choco Mucho Flying Titans.
They set it to the left fin. Lucky is blocked.
Now, medyo nababasa na dito yung mga plays ng Choco Mucho coming from Mars Alba. Kaya they're regrouping, calling timeout on the side of Coach Dante.
Guys, spin lang naman yung serve. Kailangan lang ilagay sa atin sa sipon tayo, ha? Sige, ha? Baka-score lang tayo. Balik ulit tayo sa offense tayo, sa depensa natin, ha? Okay, go.
Kapag back row, sinong patlaki, ano? Mas maganda pag wala na lang, coach.
I just saw.
Tara.
Huwag yung wala sa loob. Sabihan mo lang.
What is nice on the side of Choco Mucho, they're really technical in terms of the plays and yung mga positioning. Yun talaga minsan importante when you call a timeout. It's the players who are playing inside who give instructions kasi yun yung nakikita nila yung kulang sa loob ng court and kung saan sila makakapag-adjust ng maayos. Like you heard that Tang Ponce a while ago saying na huwag na masyado mag-commit in terms of back row attacks coming from Akari kasi mas nababasa nila yung bola. Minsan kasi pag nagbo-block pa yung mga blockers in front of her, nade-deflect pa yung bola na nawawala pa sa line of defense niya. So it's also situational.
That's
It
right.
depends.
And we also like the fact that everybody has something to say, and everyone's input is heavily considered by all the players.
It's also that respect.
That's right. And we can definitely see that also in all the teams that Coach Dante coaches. However, we got the Akari Chargers coming alive here in the third set. Same spot that we saw also a while ago, Alfred. Medyo may hesitation, di ba, sa part na kita natin for the Choco Mucho Flying Titans. This is the second time it has happened in this third set.
Despite the ball being set too low for Victoria, she manages to send the ball over and scoring that point.
Victoria serving. Alba finds Dindin. Off the hands of the blockers and Ivy Laxina, who was a little too late to pick that one up.
You can see that fierce pace now coming from Dindin Santiago Manabat. She really wants to finish off this game right away.
Of course, it's always fun playing against your former team. That's a net touch violation.
That time, Maddie Madayaga was quite eager to block that ball of said Domingo. Pero yun niya, sumabit pag-extend or pag-penetrate ng orbs niya. And sometimes you just need to cover that area on that hit coming from your opponent.
A total of 4 errors already for the Akari Chargers. Oh, it's still alive. Tobino asking for space, sends it over. Gretchen Sotones powers it through.
And just like that, the Akari Chargers take the second technical timeout, leading now by 5 points. And let's head on to the second technical timeout.
Raining, but the heat is on here. The Phil Sports Arena's Akari Chargers take on the Choco Mucho Flying Titans. Team captain Maddie Madayag on your screens with 5 points, as well as Gretchen Soltones, the Lady Beast, and Ced Domingo. The big storyline here, Dindin Santiago Manabat facing her former squad. Royce Tabino leading the charge for Choco Mucho with 9 points. Ocaro, on the other hand, 18 big ones under her belt. As Mars Alba will find Madzilla. No go. Great reaction from Dindin. Chance here for Akari. Bigoro Oli opts for that soft touch. Alba. Miscommunication. Cal from Gretchel. Just like that, Alfred. They're up by 6 points. Talking about the Chargers.
I was saying a while ago na you don't need to hit the ball as hard as you can to score a point. Just those smarter plays. Just finding that donut hole in the side of Choco Mucho's side na can really score an easy point for them. Yun yung mga ginagawa ngayon ng Akari. Not much of a fancy hits. Yun, dun sila nakakagawa ng puntos.
Balik lang sa sistema nila, which they lost the past couple of sets. Tolentino off the hands of Dani Ravena. That is her second point of the match.
Pag nainit itong si Kat Tolentino, we can expect that she can really score a lot of points, tally a lot of points in this match.
And we missed her a couple of games in the previous conference. Glad to see that she's back and well. Ollie from the back row, dug up by Tang. Dina goes to Kat. Not yet. Here comes Kat again. And Tolentino. I mean, the whole Flying Titans team not giving up on that ball. Alfred credit Tang Ponce as well, Dina Wong and Kat Tolentino.
That time changing her attack. Seeing a blocker in front of her, just going for the top spin on that hit coming from Kat Tolentino.
It's just a 4-point lead now for Akari. Here comes Paki. Camille. Denied. Ollie waiting for it. Straight to the net. And I see or can sense a bit of moves, diba, on the side of the Chargers. Kasi humahabol na nga yung Choco Mucho.
Well, it's not a great sign on the side of the Akari Chargers na giving the confidence back to the Choco Mucho na alam natin pag nakuha to ng rhythm ng groove nila or nakuha nila yung game nila ulit, they could be deadly.
That is why Coach Taka will need to call for time.
Outside hit is okay.
All right.
One side out. And then against the opposite, I will try to make it in deep side. So then you can focus on deep. Only long shot. Great transition to block. Okay, one side at a time, one side. Reach ready also ready.
Let's go. Pigil na sa piano ng import. Sige lang.
So now on the side of Akari Chargers, they're saying that they need to get the first ball first and set it towards their reinforcement, because you know on the side of Choco Mucho, look who's serving. The reinforcement, Zoe. They all know that she's a hard server.
3 aces for her in our entire match. Ollie.
There. Yep.
What a reaction from Tang Ponce.
So a great time out there coming from the side of Akari. Really executing the play well. Yun nga sinabi na go for that back row attack to the reinforcement Ollie. And scoring that point for them, breaking the ice.
That's right. There's so much power in the way that she attacks. Talking about Ollie, here comes Kat Tolentino. Nandoon si Maddie. And the point will ultimately go to the Flying Titans. Net touch violation. Another error here for the Akari Chargers.
It was the momentum coming from the body of Ivy Laxina. Kasi alam niyang Kat Tolentino is in front of her, a taller attacker.
Maddie also with the heavy serves. Ollie off the block. Had 3 people in front of her.
So now Ollie doing it all for her team.
The one and Ollie, diba nga sa top of our coverage natin. Check that, but that's only 2 blockers in front of Ollie off the hands. I believe that was Micah Ortiz. They send this one over. A chance here for the Chargers. Who will they go to? Ollie again. Better digging from Ponce. Babalik sa Choco Mucho. Laxina denied. Laxina again. Nandoon si Tang. Wong will go to Kat Tolentino. Ollie with a push. What a save from Tang. Rice Sabino is blocked. Right in front of Kat Tolentino.
That was a long rally for
could
both
have been.
teams. Yeah.
Could have been an even longer one. But you know, sometimes with so many things happening on the court, Alfred,
But
you really need to have that focus all throughout. Take a look at this.
You want to credit both defense coming from Akari and the Choco Mucho Flying Titans.
Tobino, chance here! And of course, they go to the veteran.
Yeah, Royce Tobino finding Camille Cal. wiping it off with that steaming hit going down the line. And
Substitution for Coach Dante. Mars Alba is back, orchestrating the plays for Choco Mucho, as well as Dindin Santiago Manabat. 4-point lead for the Chargers. Crucial times here. Oli. This time it will not go over. And a lucky break for Choco Mucho. Lead is trimmed down to 3.
now you can see that the Choco Mucho Flying Titans are adjusting on their block system. If Oli's hitting from the back row, hindi na nila binablock.
What a good serve from Mars Alba. Right on time. Look at that, Alfred. 2 points ang lamang ng Akari.
It was one 5-point lead for the Akari Chargers. Pero yun nga, talagang tsinagalan dito ng Choco Mucho. Every attack, every dig, every serve, doing it all for them.
Ortiz. Alba. Aabot. Cow. And Tam was there. Santiago Manabat will go to Royce. Dug up by Laksina. They go to Oli from the back row. A little too late for Zoya Faki.
Oli breaking that momentum on the side of Choco Mucho.
Alfred, she has been incredible this entire game. She has been carrying the Akari Chargers. 21 big points for Oli.
Yeah, not much of a power hit coming from Oli, but that spin, that speed. Kaya medyo nahirapan dito yung floor defense ng Choco Mucho.
And you like her readiness to be involved and to attack. Alba finds Dindin. No coverage for the Flying Titans. And you can see the frustration on the face of Zoe Faki, Alfred. She needs to step it up a little bit more in terms of that coverage, in terms of that floor defense.
Yeah, I think for the side of Choco Mucho, they need some combination plays para naman maiba dito yung sistema ng block ng Akari.
Another lucky break for the Flying Titans. Service error.
Angelica was trying to go for a hard serve on that instant. Pero yun nga, too low on that hit.
Yeah. Captain Michelle Cobb looking on. It is a very crucial set for her and her team. We have Isa Molde checking in. Laksina. Molde fresh from the bench, a little too late. No look now. Akari 23-19.
On that hit coming from Ivy, Laksina just going above the blockers, spinning it towards the center of that floor defense on the Flying Titans.
And the tables have turned here. We have Akari looking very, very confident at the tail end of our third set. Mars Alba gives this one to Faki. And Zoe Faki finally making something happen. That is point number 7 for our foreign guest player.
Now their team captain in front for the side of Choco Mucho. And Mendez in now to serve for the Flying Titans.
First time seeing action in this match. Mean Mendez. Soltones. That is outside. It hits the antenna. Clear as day.
Soltones now giving her team that set point advantage. Challenging the taller blocker, Dindin Manabat.
Set point na ang Akari Chargers. Victoria needs a good, oh, that is outside. I was gonna say needs a good serve. Unfortunately, that's gonna sail outside. Another 3-point given to the Flying Titans.
A lot can happen in this final stretch of our third set.
You're absolutely right. Anything can happen here in volleyball. It's only 3 points. Oli wants to finish it, and she does. And Oli Okaro, what an incredible game for her. We said it a while ago, really showcasing her skill. She had 16 points against Signal, 22 points for her right now. Incredible performance. We love to see the powerful attacks and love that she's fitting in so nicely with the Akari Chargers. And now we are heading on over to our fourth set in an interesting turn of events. Third set, 25-21 in favor of the Chargers.
Akari Chargers takes the third set in this battle against the Choco Mucho Flying Titans, giving back that confidence on their side despite losing the first two sets. It's them now getting that third set. See just third set highlights coming from both teams. As we all know, the reinforcement coming from Akari really took charge on that win, third set win for the Akari Chargers. Oli Akaro doing it all. Even Ivy Laxina now stepping up on that third set, giving that much needed win in order for them to survive. So for the side now of the Choco Mucho Flying Titans, they need to regroup and find more coming from those drop ball attacks on the side of Akari Chargers. As you can see, 15 attack points against 10 for the Akari Chargers. Block points went towards the side of Akari, 3-1. And still that unforced errors played or took a toll on the side of Akari Chargers. 10 unforced errors, but it's negated because of the block points and attack points on the side of the Akari Chargers. Now, let's see how would Choco Mucho bounce back in this fourth set. Will they finish it, or will Akari Chargers extend this match into a fifth set? Both setters now, as you can see, Camille Cal doing her all in terms of distributing the ball well. And it's Camille Victoria again scoring the first point for Akari. Now, it's great na talagang ina-activate ng Akari or ni Camille Cal ang mga middle blockers niya.
We have Dina Wong to Micah Ortiz. And again, we can't stress it enough, Alfred. Micah doing such a great job.
So it's a battle of middle blockers now, Belly. It was Victoria scoring the first point for Akari, and that time it was Micah Ortiz scoring that point.
We see that incredible block from Zoe Paki.
I think that's the first solid block coming from Zoe.
Nakita mo palaban din talaga si Zoe here for Choco Mucho. Camille to Oli. Wong to Maddie. As we set it over to Lexi Rodriguez. Go ahead, Lex.
Well, Billy and Alfred, you know, there was actually a smile, a high five, and a reminder that was given by Coach Taka as the Akari Chargers were able to extend this match to a fourth set. You know, this reminder was actually pertained to Ivy because Coach Taka told her that before the set, he has a vision, and that vision will be put into reality if Ivy leads the team in-game with a steadier and a stronger approach. You know, being the game captain, Ivy says that it's both pressuring and rewarding because in her past team, she's always had someone someone to be the ate for her. But this time around, she needs to step up as game captain so the team stays intact and as one throughout the game. As Ivy Lacsina steps up to the challenge, fans can stay fully immersed in the action on the Pilipinas Live app that is available for Filipinos everywhere. Subscribe now for only 149 pesos a month and never miss a beat of this excitement. Now back to you, Billy and Alfred.
Thank you so much for that, Lex. And before we react to your report, we gotta commend Maddie Madayag over here, and she has been the heartbeat of the Choco Mucho Flying Titans here in this match. Credit the defense as well of the white shirts. But Maddie has been all out today. And speaking of Ivy Lacsina, whom you mentioned a while ago, it's great to see her taking on a leadership role here for the Akari Chargers, as they will get point number 2 in our 4th set. Let's take a look at this one more time. That was Gretchel Soltones, the Lady Beast, with 9 points as well. Second best scorer for the Chargers. Right behind Ollie, and she'll be serving. Dina, bump set to Dindin, preparing for it. A little too short. So Choco Mucho a little bit shaky in the 4th set after that victory from Akari in the 3rd. So Ton is still serving. Wong finds Maddie. Good coverage from Dina. Dindin. It's a goal for Santiago Manabat.
What is nice here for Choco Mucho, it's that counter-attack really playing well for them. Na everyone's alert. Yung mga second motion, second movement coming from their libero, Tang Ponce saving that ball, and also that court sense coming from Dina Wong finding Manabat on that hit.
And it ties in with what we are talking about, Alfred. You always have to be alert every time you're on that court. Every single second counts. That's a second straight point here for the Flying Titans, which is good news for all their fans in attendance. They're up by 3 points. And thank you for joining us on One Sports, One Sports Plus, and the Pilipinas Live app. As we see Dindin now. Lacsina. Wong, nagkakatulakan na sa Choco Mucho. Cal, back set to Ollie. Not this time. They go for the push. As Dina will go to Maddie.
What a set coming from Dina Wong and Maddie Madayag. It's that connection coming from the setter and middle blocker. No one in front of her.
That's right. Take a look at Maddie, and that is the spot, she says. Four-point advantage for Choco Mucho. Attack points 4 for Choco Mucho in the 4th. That is off the block for Zoe Faki. And you like to see that she's finding her groove, Alfred. And she will lead us to our first technical timeout. Choco Mucho leads 8-3. Scoreboard reads 8-3 in favor of the Choco Mucho Flying Titans. And we got fans of Ube Nation here, or members of Ube Nation present in the Phil Sports Arena in Pasig City. It has been raining the entire day. So we're so thankful for everybody who has joined us here, joined in on the action between these two squads. As Dindin Santiago Manabat still serving for the white shirts. What a quick one from Camille Victoria. Much needed point as well for the Chargers.
Yeah, I think for the Akari Chargers, they really need to activate the middle attack coming from the middle blockers. Kasi minsan mas madali na dito makapuntos. Because they're expecting a lot of balls going towards Ollie in this rotation because he's in front. for Akari. Kaya talagang dapat ma-activate nila dito ang middle blockers.
That is something that we want to see more of. Middle blocker is playing a bigger role here in our fourth set. Another point for Choco Mucho. It's a 5-point ball game.
That play, it seemed like going towards Akari's side already for that dump ball coming from Oli. But she was relaxed on that dump ball. Kaya nabulakan siya dun.
9 excellent receptions as well for Zoe Faki, as we saw on the screen a while ago. So far, so good. Here comes Royce, making the necessary adjustments as Cal finds Laxina for the left pin. Wong. That's gonna go to Choco Mucho. They spotted net touch. Our first referee, pretty confident. Almost went to Akari as well. There was an early celebration from Oli over there.
Back-to-back errors, unforced errors coming from the net for Oli.
And that has been the story here for the Akari Chargers.
Yeah.
It really has been their errors that have played a big role in why they lost that first 2 sets. Baki serving. Camille Cal. What an attack from Zed Domingo.
Yeah, I was saying middle attack coming from Akari has been effective ever since the first set. So Camille Cal needs more of those. But of course, they need also a good pass para mabigyan dito ang
right.
middle blockers.
Cal to Oli, pushes it. Dina to Maddie. Dug up by Danny. Oli will try again. This one's gonna sail outside for Okaro, but there's gonna be a challenge. I can see Danny mouthing the words.
Yeah.
May touch, sobra.
Yeah. Green card now awarded.
Oh, there was. Okay,
Yes.
fair play. Okay, there was a fair play moment over there. So far, both our teams have had their fair play moments.
Yeah, Royce Tobino there. Acknowledging that checked ball right away.
Again, we stand on the screens here in the PVL as Choco Mucho is still up by 4 points. Wong to Royce. In the spot to the side of Akari.
But that time, a cleaner point for her, for their team coming from her attack. You can see that superb swing and that explosiveness coming from Royce Tobino. I would just want to talk about unforced errors, Billy. 33 unforced errors. Mega 34 on the side of Akari.
That is a staggering number for the Akari
That's a
Chargers
lot.
in comparison, especially to the 12 of the Choco Mucho Flying Titans. Sabi nga natin, this has been a game that they could, this has been a game that they could have won that first and second set had it not been for their errors. Not to take anything away from the Flying Titans, they have been on a roll here as well in this match. We got substitutions for Coach Taka. We have Eli Soyud and Michelle Cobb, as well as Max Wanko, joining their teammates on the court. Lead is now at 6 in favor of the white shirts. Cobb passes it to Eli. Faki chases it. Oh, a little too low for Royce Tobino.
Yeah, her hitting angle was quite awkward on that attempt.
A little too low. Straight to the net. 13th error for Choco Mucho. Here comes Ivy, Laxina. 9 excellent receptions. Dina to Micah. Mitch goes to Gretchel. Dug up by Tang. Wong passes it to Royce. Here come the Chargers.
Just like that, 2 straight points now for Akari. So for the side of Choco Mucho, again, 1 great pass and let Wong handle their attack.
There we go again with a service errors. Number 35 for the Chargers. As for Ivy Laxina, that is her 5th service error of the game. That is point number 2 for Ellie Soyud. And the Akari Chargers is still fighting it out here in our 4th set.
Let's see if Ellie Soyud could be a game changer for the Akari Chargers. Coming off the bench, scoring a point. They need to serve hard also here in terms of attacking.
But steady reception from Zoe Faki. So Tones from the left pin. Tobino, nothing. So Tones again. Good coverage from Dina Wong. Santiago Manabat. Ellie asking for it. Well, that is outside for Ellie Soyud. They're going to call a challenge. They're going to say that it dropped in. What do you think, Alfred, from your vantage point, from where we are? Do you think that ball went inside?
I think the hairline is touched or brushed
Right.
the end line there.
But any part, right?
Yeah,
the
any
ball,
part.
kahit maliit na man
Sobra.
yan.
Millimeter pa
Yep.
sa tumama yan.
And that is why the Chargers were pretty confident, especially Ellie,
Let's see.
that it was inside.
Ooh,
it
yeah.
was.
It's in. There you go.
Yun nga eh, diba? Parang
Oh.
just a very small part of that volleyball, but it's still considered inside. Therefore, will translate to a point for the Akari Chargers. They're down by 3. Good call by Akari. Bump set to Royce Topino. Oh, Micah Ortiz, and she's done this possibly 2 to 3 times in this match. Just being there at the right time.
And also great timing and court awareness na kung saan niya i-drop yung bola. Seeing that Michelle Cobb in front of her, dropping its ball as fast as it could in front of her.
And Micah Ortiz averaged 3 points per game in the previous conference. She now has 8. Here comes Soltones.
That time, a better pass coming from the Akari Chargers, opening up Getcho Soltones. Kasi Micah Ortiz, they're committing to that middle blocker. Siyempre, hindi na niya pababayaan si Victoria. Na alam niyang she can really rack up points. And Michelle Cobb can really also give balls towards the middle blockers.
So again, we keep talking about the activation of the middle blockers here in our 4th set. They're playing such a key role for the Akari Chargers. So far, Ivy Laxina with 7 points. So she needs to step up as well. Din Santiago Manabat, dug up by Ivy. Soltones, quick one. Choco Mucho was prepared for it. Zoe Faki asking for that ball, as you all heard. Easy over. Dina will choose Micah. Ollie is back better.
Yep. I was expecting already that ball going towards Ollie. Siyempre, nasa harap siya. Lahat ng bola niyan, for sure, if they want to score a point, they need to find the reinforcement, Ollie Acaro. But again, not helping on the side of Akari. Those unforced errors, especially coming from the service line.
They've been racking up the errors, and we have been seeing that since the first set. It's back to a 3-point lead in favor of the Flying Titans. Now we see everybody in the Akari side of things, Alfred, pretty pumped up here in the 4th set.
Victoria just going for that quick hit or quick dump. Seeing that the middle blocker wasn't established on their side of the court.
Also one of the newest faces here for the Chargers, formerly a next-led chameleon. Laksina needs to make something happen. Dindin block. She'll try one more time. Nothing yet. Ollie soft touch. Now we see that full potential, right? That full capability of Ollie Akari. Not only is she powerful in her attacks, but she's also very smart. Look at that beautiful play from Akari, deceiving the Choco Mucho Flying Titans, opting for that soft touch.
Yeah, you said it, you called it out.
Dindin. Good cover from Isa. Over to the left pin. She will lead us to the second technical timeout. Flying Titans leading 16-14. We're still here at the Phil Sports Arena as we are bringing you this matchup between the Akari Chargers, led by Ollie Akari, versus the Choco Mucho Flying Titans. Flying Titans up by 2 sets in our match, but Akari making it really, really hard for the Flying Titans to ultimately win this game. They want to extend it to that 5th and final set. They are just down by 2 points. Ivy Laksina, one of the newest faces here for the Chargers. 7 points under her belt as Dindin will serve. Laksina. Dug up by Molde. Paki. Popped up. A chance here for the Flying Titans as Dina will give this one to Paki. Ooh, that's gonna be... Oh, that's a net touch. Lucky break here for Choco Mucho.
Yeah, let's see who really touched the net there.
Because it was going to be a botched play, right,
Yeah.
for Choco Mucho.
Definitely.
Zoe wasn't ready for it. Maybe thought that Dina was going to give the ball to Nana.
Yeah. I think it was also a misset coming from Dina Wong. She was trying to go for a fast outside set. Pero yun nga, medyo dumulas.
But at any rate, they call a net touch violation on the Akari Chargers. We will have to wait and see if this indeed will be a successful one. Let's take a look at this on the side of Akari, I believe.
Wait. Oh, he was Dina Wong there.
It was Dina.
Yeah.
So they were saying it was a net touch on the side of Choco Mucho as opposed to the side of the Akari Chargers. So the point will go to Akari. There we go.
They lead just like that. Just a 1 point lead now coming from the Flying Titans.
Camille Cal.
Ooh. What a lucky play coming from Akari.
You can see that Zoe's a little bit frustrated, no, Alfred. You can see it from her facial expression also.
They were already up 6 big points. And now they're tied already.
But now is not the time to get the emotions, get the best of you. Alba will go to Faki. Ollie, one more time!
Now you can see the sense of frustration coming the side of Zoe.
Trying to have a word with Mars Alba. Again, you know, mahirap yung mga ganyan. But right now, let's listen in to Coach Dante.
Kuha natin ha. One group simple tayo, one tayo ha. Ito tayo tumbat din tayo ha. Kita mo yung middle, pag hindi sumusulat, try mo rito, meron dito ha. Okay? Isang magandang receive lang. Tulong sa receive ha.
Hey, let's go!
Okay.
Hey, energy!
Tapos ito, tapos.
Hey, Choco Mucho!
See how would they activate the middle blockers on the side of Choco Mucho.
And I think more than anything for Choco Mucho, they need to regroup. There is that sense of frustration that we feel from their end. Everyone needs to calm down.
Yeah. That sense of urgency as well.
Victoria serving for Akari. They need one good one. Alba will choose Kat Tolentino. Nothing yet for Choco Mucho. Here comes Oli again. And it continues here for Oli Okara. Right now, she has 28 points, Alfred. What a performance from our reinforcement.
Good thing she's really scoring a lot for Akari here. Because if not, that 35 unforced errors will really hurt them. Pero alam natin, she's in front line, so expect a lot of balls going towards her.
And they need to find an answer for Oli right now. Taki, block. Alba tries again. They're not giving up. They're gonna chase it. Nothing yet.
And better blocking on the side of Akari. Seeing that, alam na nila na kung saan pupunta yung bola coming from Mars Alba towards the side of the reinforcement.
So they need to kind of change it up a little bit here on the side of the Choco Mucho Flying Titans. Right now, it's a 3-point advantage for Akari. The tables have turned here in the fourth set as Ponce gives it to Paki. Oli. Babalik sa Choco Mucho. They send this one to Kat Tolentino. Camille Cal to Ivy. Mars. Miscue there. Ball is still alive. Zoe. Lucky one for Paki. And I'm sure there was a big sigh of relief after that point. But you can still see that she's still unhappy, you know, with the way that things are panning out for her. Alfred, you can see her shaking her head.
Still frustrated of what's happening to her team.
But we love to see, you know, the coaching staff also cheering her on. Siyempre mahirap na, you know, playing in a different country also with the style of play that you're not familiar with. It's a lot of adjustments. That's a clean one, but it's outside. Oh, they're gonna call a challenge? No, timeout here for Akari.
Outside out. Now slowly front. Yeah, making decision. And maybe I'm going to cover. How about that? Don't forget that issue. Okay, na? Go, let's go.
Let's go! May fire naman! May receive ha! May receive!
Again, the great pass for Akari. Just regrouping themselves, getting back that composure. Because they need to survive this set in order for them to extend a fifth set.
Right now, it's a lot of mental toughness, right? Mental toughness, especially in a tournament like this where our format is so condensed. You gotta bounce back, and there's no other option but to bounce back quickly. Scoreboard reads 18-19 in favor of the Chargers. That was a good serve from Zoe. Here comes Oli off the hands of Paki.
You know what's nice for Oli? She's not that choosy in terms of hitting the ball. If the ball is quite far from the net,
So
she
make
adjusts,
away.
going long ball. Pero pag alam natin medyo dikit, kanyang i-cross court ng madiin or a bounce ball.
And we have run out of space for Okara's points here in our stat sheet. Because right now she's got 29, going for 30. Not yet. Alba, bump set to Tobino with a push. Babalik sa Choco Mucho. Kat. Kat Tolentino did not expect that was gonna turn out to be a point for her, but she'll take it anyway.
Veteran move there. What a smart move coming from Kato Latino. Seeing that the defense of the Akari was already adjusting towards that dump ball center hole. Pero last second just going for that long dump.
Cal, they're just giving it to Oli at this point. Good dig from Taki. Here comes Tobino. Oli again! And there is no stopping Oli Okaro, and that's why she's the one and only we saw in our pregame.
Scoring barrage now coming from Oli.
That is point number 30.
Dun mo makikita yung adjustment niya coming from the first game.
Remember, that first game, she had 16, which is already a lot, but 30, that is something else. Alba to Kat. Akari's up by 2. Oli again, this time straight to the net.
Let's see if that's a sign of fatigue now coming from Oli. Kasi alam natin lahat ng bola.
Sa kanya talaga pinapasa.
Lahat.
And we all understand why.
Yes, of course. And it's also taxing, especially she was already the scorer when she was in front. Tapos pag likod niya, it's still her. So yeah, they need to find some way now to help Oli get back her strength.
That's right. Dina Wong back in the game as well. Okaro. Anywhere on the court, she will deliver. And as you said, hindi siya choosy sa mga sets niya gagawan at gagawan niya ng paraan.
She was saying to just change up her attack. Yung pala yung sinasabi niya kanina.
And they need to find an answer for her because right now in the fourth, there's nothing yet here for Choco Mucho. Dina Wong to Royce. They gotta amp it up. Akari chases it. Said to Ivy. Back to Choco Mucho. Tobino again. She's blocked. And Choco Mucho. Coach Dante telling everybody to calm down.
So that was already quite a broken play. Arrow coming from that block, salving that set.
Lang sa gagawin mo. Yun lang naman. Then the rest, side tayo sa gagawin natin mamaya. Ha? Sige, continue lang sa gagawin. Continue lang.
Kaya yan.
Okay, tatlo lang naman yan. Importante lang, makareceive tayo. Offense tayo na maayos, ha? Three strikers ka, ha?
Let's go! Hey, Choco Mucho!
Coach Dante stressing on the importance of good reception for the Choco Mucho Flying Titans. From leading in the fourth set, they are now down by 3. It is all thanks to that girl on your screens, Oli Okaro, 31 points off 27 attacks, 1 block, and 3 aces. Remember the name.
One and Oli doing it all for her team. And it's also nice na her teammates are also trusting everything on her.
Because they know that she can do it. Of all people, they know she can.
And
Wong to Dindin. Finally, that is off the block for Santiago Manaba, telling her teammates to keep fighting. We all know that Dindin is one of the veteran players, apart from Royce Tobino and Luth Malaluan here in this squad. The leadership needs to step up right now. Victoria. Paki. Soltones. Digs deep. Puts Akari at set point. And this could be it, Alfred. We might be going to a 5th and final set. You know, we cannot discount also the likes of Grecia Soltones.
of course, was once an NCAA MVP.
That's the Lady Beast for you. They may be giving way for Oli, but we all know what they all can do. Choco Mucho alive. They're down by 2.
Yeah. So Akari just needs one great or excellent pass. And you can see Akaro is in front now. So for the blocking on the side of Choco Mucho, you expect more towards Akaro here, pero wag nilang i-discount or tanggalin sa middle blocker attempt.
This could be it. Not yet. Tobino to Paki. Camille to Gretchen. Good coverage from both teams. Ayun din Santiago Manaba challenging the blockers of the Akari Chargers.
Right.
Nerves of steel.
Yes.
For Dindin.
Definitely.
We expect nothing less from this veteran playing against her former team. Coming up big. It is a 1-point lead. Mean Mendez on deck to serve. Oli! The set. And that is her 32nd point of the match. We are going to a 5th and final set, Alfred. What a battle it has been between these two players. Okaro just balling out. Incredible performance from our reinforcement as the Akari Chargers will extend this again to a 5th and final set, 25-23. And the Akari Chargers have done it. They will extend this to a 5th set. Take a look at the score. 25-23 in that 4th set. 36 minutes of play. Hard fought for the girls in black and pink, most especially from Oli, Okaro, Camille, Victoria doing damage in that 4th set, Alfred.
What happened in that 4th set, better passing on the side of Akari. Kaya mas maraming options dito for Camille Cal to set the ball. And it's also hard to read balls kasi pag maganda yung pasa, hindi mo alam kung kanino bibigay if you have a full front line. Well, for the side of Choco Mucho, they were up 6 big points already in that 4th set. Pero it was their firepower in terms of attacking. Doon sila nawala eh. Nakakadepensa sila pero they weren't able to stop Oli on the front side or in the back row. As you can see in the attacks, 19 versus 12. Blocks 3 and versus 3 and aces 0 out of 0 negating those. But it's still the unforced error. But despite having 8 unforced error now for Akari, nakatulong talaga yung mga atake dito coming from Oli. And again, it's a do or die set now for both teams. Akari manages to mount a comeback. And let's see if they could close things off and get that upset towards the side of Choco Mucho.
This is proving to be a very interesting, a very exciting game, Alfred. Definitely worth everybody's time. You've got all the players on the court playing their hearts out, and this is all that we could ever ask for in such, a big game like this one. We got Zoe Faki from the Choco Mucho Flying Titans. She was a little bit frustrated in that 4th set, but you can see a smile forming on her face. So hopefully she bounces back in this set. But what about the Akari Chargers? Really fought it out in the 4th. Dina Wong as well. We all know kung gaano siya kapalaban. Nakikita naman natin yun dito sa laro natin. Camille Cal also doing an excellent job here for the Akari Chargers. And luckily for her, we have Oli Okaro, who is not choosy with the sets, will make do with what she has given and will execute it properly. Here we go, set number 5. Do not move an inch. It is going down to the wire between these two squads. starts. It is Choco Mucho versus Akari.
And the first point again goes to Akari. Still unstoppable. Oli Okaro on the side of Akari. Now she is really a threat in this league for all the teams now in this Pool B.
Ponce will send this one to Royce Tobino. Ivy Laxina from the left pin, as Dina will find Royce again. Back set to Oli. And it continues here in the fifth set. There is no stopping Oli Okaro from the first all the way until the fifth.
I was saying in our pregame wherein she had 24.5% attack efficiency in their last game. Pero ngayon, talagang hinigit niya nun. Maganda pinakita niya, giving her all floor defense, attack, block, even serving.
Din. And Laxina goes cross-court. Nandoon si Tang.
So they need a wake-up call now for the side of Choco Mucho, because in this fifth set, again, it's only raised to 15. And now Akari with a 3-0 lead.
Din hammers it through.
Yeah. So for Din Santiago Manabat, she needs to go more on that deep cross hit. She needs to adjust on her hitting angle toward the side of that setter's area on a floor defense.
Tobino on deck to serve. Akari holding on to a slim 2-point lead. They go to Oli. And she is blocked.
Okay. That's a good sign for Choco Mucho. Stopping that offense coming from Oli. As you can see, Taki really timed the ball perfectly.
Camille Victoria just ready for it.
On that second try, scoring that point for Camille Victoria.
Gotta take a look at this one more time. She has also been such an integral part of this team in this match. Remember, this is only her second time playing for Akari in this reinforced conference. She was from Next Gen Chameleons. Akari up by 2. Wong. Ooh. A miscue there. A crucial error for Dina Wong. Remember, we're only up to 15 in that fifth set, so every single play, every single point matters,
Yes.
and every single error as well.
Well, the ball was quite close to the net. Dina Wong trying to set it towards the middle blocker. But at time, miscommunication coming from Ortiz and Wong.
Oh, what a smart move from Santiago Manabat.
That time finding that the middle blocker was on defense in that play. Just dumping the ball behind the blockers there, scoring that easy point for Din Santiago Manabat.
Mike Ortiz serving. Akari still up by 2. Lots of scrambling on the court here. A point will go to Akari. Our first referee says it's Akari point. Oh, they're gonna go. Yeah, they will be calling a block touch. There is going to be a block touch on the side,
I
right?
think
Of
antenna
Choco Mucho.
touch I think they will
Okay,
call
antenna
that,
touch on the side of, or Choco Mucho will call it against Akari.
Yeah, there you go. Antenna touch. Because I think they're saying that after that swipe coming from the Dintin Santiago Manabat, the ball scraped or touched the antenna before hitting the floor. Yeah, it's only on the replay here wherein we could decide and see if it really touched the antenna.
Crucial moments for both Akari and Choco Mucho. Remember, if you're Choco Mucho, you don't want to lose the second game.
Of course.
Especially because you're trying to build that momentum in our reinforced conference. You know, it is such a condensed format. Only the top 3 teams will be crossing over to the opposite pool come that second round. So as much as possible, you really want to build momentum early on. And that's exactly what Akari is looking to do.
See the replay.
Well, there wasn't any touch. Pretty clear. There was not any antenna touch during that play. Lead is up to 3 in favor of the Chargers. Baki showing up big time in the 5th.
You can see her hyping up her teammates.
And we need more of those from Zoe Baki, especially here in this 5th set. Cal goes to Oli. Good dig from Tang Ponce. Baki again, soft touch. And so far, she has come alive in set number 5.
And just like that, 1 point lead now for the Chargers. And Baki going, deciding to go for a drop ball to change up the defense of the Chargers.
15 points, 14, check that for Zoe Baki. Domingo goes to Laxina. Odina Wong. Oli, straight to the net. And the Choco Mucho Flying Titans will tie this game. We are at 6-all.
He was trying to go for that short dump again, just letting it touch the net, going for that lucky shot. But it was quite weak on her attempt.
All about mental toughness for both our squads as we inch closer to the end of this ball game. We got an interaction between Dina and Ivy. We gotta take a look at that one more time. So this was Ivy Laxina. And she was, nope, wala kaya.
I think Dina was saying that she touched the net there after that hit.
But
Pero,
play continues. Play continues. Akari up by 1. And you know they mean business.
of course.
Dina goes to Maddie. Off the hands of Coach Taka.
Yep. But I think that was going out already. Oli was on that defense area.
And Alfred, the last time that Akari beat Choco Mucho was back in the 2022 Reinforced Conference. And that was also a 5-setter. It was Akari's first PVL campaign. So we'll see how things pan out here in the 5th. Rachel Soltones with a push. They go to Royce. Oh, there's a violation called on Camille Cal as we set it over to Lexi Rodriguez.
Fred, you know, the poll stream question of the day is actually who has better offense, but we think that the better question is who has better defense, because both of these teams have just been spiking points back and forth. You know, in their huddles, Coach Taka reminded the Akari Chargers to sharpen their block setups and reinforce their coverage at the net to counter the Flying Titans' powerful attacks. But in terms of offense, he did say that they should keep doing what they're doing. Now, on the other side of the court, Coach Taka told the team that they should focus on tightening their defensive ground and improving their defensive rotations so they can anticipate and also neutralize Akari's plays. Well, Billy, as you said, it all comes down to the wire right now and then, but you can stream Who Takes the Bacon Home on the Pilipinas Live app for only 149 pesos a month. That is available for Filipinos everywhere. Now back to you, Billy and Alfred.
Thank you so much for that report, Lexi. And now we know what these two teams need to do in order to stay alive in our match. Scoreboard reads 8-7 in favor of Choco Mucho. 20 excellent digs for Zoe Paki. Cal to Oli. What a dig from Paki. Tobino. Flawless execution for the Choco Mucho Flying Titans. Credit that to the dig of Paki. It is reinforcement versus reinforcement as Akari calls for time.
Enjoy this time. Okay? Focus on pass. Enjoy tayo. Enjoy tayo. Pass and then cover.
Guys, kailangan natin mag-concentrate sa ginagawa natin kasi ito yung pukpukan. Kailangan ko ng maturity dito, ha? Let's go!
Go.
Hey, honey!
We got Oli Ocaro now with 34 points. Said Domingo, on the other hand, our middle blocker, also providing that support for the Akari Chargers. What about Tang Ponce? We talked about her at the top of the coverage. But growth under the guidance of Coach Dante Alinsanurin. But all eyes are on Zoe Paki as she is on deck to serve, doing so well in the fifth. Camille Cal to Oli, goes for the push. Oh, it's still alive. Ball is still playable. They're gonna say that it did hit the court. Floor touch.
Floor touch. Let's see if it really touched the floor on that instance, on that play.
Napangiti na lang siguro that at the side. That was after the attack of Oli Ocaro, if I'm not mistaken. And that's why they immediately called for that floor touch challenge, because they believe that it did indeed touch the floor. Remember, Choco Mucho is up by 2 points. They won the first and the second. Akari had that comeback in the third and the fourth. Oh, there clearly was a floor touch. We see that nice exchange. We didn't catch it on camera. That was a nice little exchange from Zoe Paki and Tang Ponce.
Yeah.
Kasi sila yung magkakampi, diba? Sa floor defense.
Akala ito ni Zoe na save it. That was a great pancake save coming from Tang, pero it really touched the floor.
1 point lead na lang para sa Flying Titans. Topido! Oh, that is a little too strong for Royce. Again, that gigil na pinugusan natin kanina, Alfred, bumabalik, especially during these crucial times, right? You always want to immediately score.
Yeah. And just trying to hit the ball above the blockers there on that instance.
We're tied up at 9. Dina to Royce. Ooh, babalik sa Choco. Cal. Justin Santiago Manabat. As Coach Dante will need to regroup as Akari takes the lead.
Sige dito. Para si Mati patakbuhin mo, Tots. May bakal ka dito. Okay? O, yun lang naman. Guys, may receive naman tayo. Nakaka-receive naman. Kailangan lang, kapag ibinigay sa inyo, siguraduhan kayo. Huwag kayong mag-ingat. Okay? Huwag kayong mag-ingat, ha? O, sige, maximize lang, ha? Pag may magandang receive, ha? Sige, go.
Tara, kapit tayo. Tara, ito na kasi ano. Choco Mucho.
And as for Coach Dante, you heard it from him. You gotta maximize those good receptions. It's time to pull out all the stops here. They're down by 1 versus Gretchen Sotones and the rest of the Akari Chargers.
And yeah, it's the final set now, Billy. Na give it your all, show everything you've got. Now, wag na masyado mag-ingat. Kailangan maging effective lang and wise sa mga decisions mo.
Camille to Gretchen, she's blocked. Ivy bump set, babalik kay Soltones. Wala pa din. Tobino gets it through.
Said Domingo was quite deep on that defense. She's really behind the blockers there, especially kay Camille Victoria, landing the ball in front of her. Race to 5, Billy.
It truly is, Alfred. And both these teams, no matter the outcome, have played their hearts out today. Gretchen Sotones drops one. Drops a bomb on the side of Choco Mucho. And we like that we're seeing the veterans. No? On the side of Choco Mucho, it's Royce Tobino. Aside from the reinforcements, on the side here of Akari, it is Gretchen Sotones answering that call and stepping up to the plate.
Yeah, she did a great hit coming from Gretchen Sotones. Just brushing it off the blocker's hand there.
Great coverage from Tang Ponce. Tobino. No way, says Oli Ocaro. And Camille Victoria, of course, it is just beautiful volleyball that we're watching right now.
Yeah, you can see that penetration of the hand coming from Oli Ocaro. Nowhere to go for the spikers of Choco Mucho.
Akari holding on to that 2-point advantage. Dino Wong to Royce. They're going to try to chase it. Looks like it's going to be a little too late for Akari. Great hustle, though, from Danny Ravena and Camille Cal. Tobino with 13 big ones. 14 big ones, rather.
That placement shot coming from Royce Tobino. Really effective for her, so she needs more of those.
That has been Oli Ocaro here for the Chargers. 37 is the number for Oli in our match. Let that sink in. 37 points. Dindin. Cal to Laxina. That's one through.
Ivy Laxina in this 5th set has been composed and really effective. Yeah, timeout dito.
Will call for time. Akari at match point.
Mamaya, kapag nakabati tayo, sinong bibigyan ng bola, opposite yan. Bantayan na natin, ha? Nagkakaintindihan, isang patay lang tayo. Ha?
One-side na!
Maganda lang, isang side lang yan, ha? Go, 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 go!
Ate, kapit ka na! Isa! Choco Mucho!
It is 11-14 in favor of the Akari Chargers. Now or never for the Choco Mucho Flying Titans. If they give this to Akari, they will suffer their second straight loss to open the reinforced conference. Gretchen Soltones, Lady Beast, on deck to serve for the Chargers. Dina will go to Dindin. Oli! Not yet. Babalik kay Dindin. Good defense. But Danny a little too late to pick that one up. Apologizes to her teammates. Choco Mucho is down by 2.
Yeah, she hesitated on that cover. She was expecting Karu to get that second ball. Pero yun nga, libero should get that second ball if the first ball goes to the setter. But it depends also on your system.
That's right. We have Max Wanko also joining Akari now. Isa Molde serving. Wanko. They gotta be extra careful. Dindin Santiago Manabat says not yet. Hindi pa tapos. They're down by 1. Coach Taka calls for time. Like the Choco Mucho Flying Titans, you can see also for Akari, everybody, you know, sharing their inputs. Even Max Wanko, who's one of the youngest players on the court. And that's what we like to see. There's mutual respect among all the players in the team.
Camille Cal experimented on that play. She tried to go for that middle blocker kasi alam nang babantayan.
That's why Coach Taka was a little bit upset with that. Oli! Nothing. Dina to Dindin. A great save by Wanko. Here comes Okaro.
There you have it.
Off the block for Oli Okaro. Which also means that is point number 38 for our reinforcement from the Akari Chargers. What a win for the Chargers. They dropped the first 2 sets, Alfred. Bounced back in the third, asserted dominance in the fourth, and this panalo play of the game is brought to you by Yakult, brought to you by none other than Oli Okaro. Again, that's 38. Big points in our match today. What a feat. In that first game, she scored 16. We said, you know, for sure meron pa yan.
Yeah, of course.
And now we see her full potential, her full capabilities, has showcased her talents to everybody. What can you say about this?
Well, Akari Chargers now is really a threat in Pool B. No? Nakita na natin dito going up against the silver medalist, the Choco Mucho Flying Titans, defeating them in 5 sets. It was an upset, really a comeback win for them, no? Na alam natin they were playing bad volleyball or poor volleyball in the first 2 sets, having a lot of unforced errors, but despite that they managed to regain their confidence back, and especially getting that rhythm from Oli Okaro, and with the help also coming from Camille Cal. Not only that, alam natin even the floor defense, superb floor defense coming from the Akari Chargers na really led their way to victory. Well, we also want to commend Choco Mucho Flying Titans for giving their all.
And that is why we gotta turn it over to Lexi Rodriguez, who is with our player of the game. Lex, who are you with right now?
Bill and Alfred, I am with the player of the game from the Akari Chargers, who just won this sweep, this reverse sweep rather. I'm with Oli Okaro, none other than with 38 points, 33 attacks, 2 blocks, and 3 aces. Oli, I just wanted to ask, obviously in that the first 2 sets, what kind of adjustments did you have to make in order for you to deliver this successful win for the Akari Chargers?
I'm so sorry, I didn't hear you. It's so loud.
I know it's crazy here, but I just asked what kind of adjustments that you had to make during the first 2 sets in order for you to have this reverse sweep win.
Well, we definitely came in wanting to win very badly, and I think we were just a little bit maybe a little too focused, a little bit tense in the first 2 sets. So I think we just had to collectively come together and just remind each other, loosen up a little bit, just play our game. We know how to play volleyball. And I think after that, that's when it turned around in the 3rd set, and then we started coming back. So.
Well, you did tell me that you had this competitive side of yourself. But then now I just wanted to ask, obviously you're also a nursing graduate and there's lots of things that you have in store for us for the rest of the conference. What else can we expect from you, maybe from the rest of the Akari Chargers as well?
For the rest of the conference, like you mentioned, I said I'm very competitive. It's true. I'm extremely competitive. It's going to take a lot for me to just lose a game and then, leave like nothing happened. I'm going to fight for every single point. It's the same with the rest of the team. So I think for the rest of this conference, the teams that we play against can just expect that, we're going to fight. We're going to put in all the work, and we're not just going to leave without, putting in a lot of effort. So.
I'm sure you are amazed by the amazing PVL community or your friends, your family. Is there anyone that you'd like to greet as well?
Sorry, please repeat.
Is there anyone that you'd like to greet, your friends or your family?
I would like to greet my agent, who's probably watching right now, as well as Agent Demetrius, as well as the weight coach Demetrius, if he's also watching. I would also like to greet Yana. So today, Danny our libero, that one of her best friend's sisters actually passed away 4 years ago. So today's her death anniversary. So, this win is also so significant, especially for Danny and the rest of us who know about it, just because now we're honoring her death today as well.
Well, congratulations to you and to the rest of the Akari Chargers. This win is for Yana of Danny's friend. Now back to you, Billy and Alfred.
All right, there you have it. Our player of the game, Oli Ocaro, with 38 big points. But syempre, meron pang isang laban for our Tuesday triple hitter. It's the Petrogas Angels going up against the Capital One Solar Spikers. Now for One Sports, my partner Alfred Balbuena, Lexi Rodriguez, and Direct Marvin Chavez, as well as all the amazing people behind this production. I'm Billy Capistrano, and this has been the 2024 PVL Reinforced Conference. Don't go away. Petrogas versus Capital One coming right your way.